it is possible to have it trailer mounted and truck mounted. I know that you want to have a truck mounted. The spreading techniques and all the options I will explain are the same. It doesn't matter if it is trailer or truck mounted. So it's the same spreading technique, it's the same tank, it's everything. The only difference is that the hydraulics at the trailer are driven by the PTO of the tractor. The hydraulics for the spreader mounted on the truck is driven by a hydraulic pump mounted to the truck. That's the only difference where the hydraulic power comes from. So if you go for a 16 cubic meter, as the name says, it's a 16 cubic meter tank with 2.4 meter spreading width. And the benefit is it's a very simple and rugged design, easy to fix, which is already the first one of the big benefits compared to our competitor. All competitor spreaders have minimum 2 hydraulic pumps and minimum 6 and up to, let me think, 1, 2, 3, 4, no, maximum 6 hydraulic motors. In our machine, it's just 1 pump, 1 motor hydraulically, that's it. So it's a very simple and rugged design. I will explain later on. Okay, already spoke about that. I will quickly jump to the things which are not important. So everything here is trailer related. So we don't need that. So there's a 3-inch filling device. The picture here again is showing a trailer, but doesn't matter. A 3-inch filling device left and right where the binding agent is pumped into the tank. So these filling devices, 3-inch, are standard at Bomax spreaders. Here's the big difference on how the spreader works. All other spreaders from other manufacturers, they have a conveyor belt in the tank. Then they have augers at the back at the tank dividing the material left and right. Underneath that, there are cell wheels to spread. In our spreader, like I said, there's only 1 hydraulic motor. That hydraulic motor is powering the conveyor belt. So in our spreaders, we are dosing the material with the speed of the conveyor belt. So the conveyor belt goes through the material in the tank, then the material drops down into this chamber here and is dosed to the back. So here you can see the conveyor belt from the top, and by the speed of the conveyor belt going underneath that section here, so you see it here, it goes around the corner. In that dosing channel, we control the conveyor speed, and according to that, the material drops out the tank. It's a, like I said, very, very simple and rugged design. There are just 2 sensors, one in the back and one in the front, to check when the spreader is full and empty, to give that signal to the control box. Most of the customers, and in trucks, I recommend that strongly, to go with the electronic weighing device. So then you only have need that sensors for filling. With the electronic weighing device, you see always how much binding agent is left in the tank. The sled conveyor, so the dosing conveyor, is tightened automatically. No retightening needed. It's at least maintenance free. All the spreaders are equipped with a radar sensor underneath the spreader. In case of a truck, it's mounted somewhere underneath the truck. This radar sensor is picking up the speed of the truck. So you just set an amount of binder you want to spread, and then you can start. If you go faster, we dose faster. If you go slower, we dose slower. So that means that you have always the same amount of binder. It doesn't matter how fast you drive. Okay, it's kind of an automatic mode. So there are 2 systems to control the spreader. The standard one, which is a very, very simple one. You just set a certain amount of binder you want to spread, but there is no relation to kilogram per square meter. And we hold that with using the radar sensor, we hold the level of binder we spread. The electronic, as soon as you order the electronic weighing system, what I always recommend, if you go for that, you get this control box here with a display. and then you have the full automatic mode. Let me show you the display. This is how it looks like. If you go for the truck, what you want, I can show you a picture of how it looks like. This is control box mounted into a MAN or no, in a Renault truck, I guess, but it's the same screen. Okay. Go back to, sorry, presentation. So this is, I can zoom in a little bit. It makes it easier to explain. No, I can't move. No, I can. That's a screenshot of the display. So here, if you go with the electronic weighing device, in this case here you put in the amount of binder you want to spread. In this case, 15 kilogram per square meter. And then you just hit that button, start spreading, or one of the mechanical buttons underneath, doesn't matter. And then you start spreading. And the system is automatically spreading 15 kilogram per square meter, doesn't matter what speed you go. There are limits in the system. So if you go underneath 1 kilometer an hour, which is more than slow, all these radar sensors, it doesn't matter if it is a Bomark spreader or what else, they are not working that good underneath 1K an hour. So at least you need to go 1 or 1.5 kilometers an hour. For sure, you can't go with 20 kilometers per hour. If you go too fast and the spreader knows, okay, I can't reach my 15 kilogram per square meter, the system will give you a signal. Hey, you are too fast, please slow down. So here you see your actual driving speed. You see the speed of the conveyor. The spreading width you have set to the system in the moment, which is most of the time the maximum 2.4 meters. And here in the top, you see the binding agent left in the tank. In this case, when we took that screenshot, there were still 4.269 tons left in the tank. It shows you how much surface you can spread with the actual tank. So remaining 285 square meters if you go with 15 kilogram per square meter with that 4.2 tons left in the tank. So with that electronic weighing system, you have the full electronic system. I would recommend that. The weighing plate, this is, I would say, if you have an electronic weighing system, you normally don't need it, but we recommend it because you can make a mechanical check at the job site. Because some of the job site foremen, they say, okay, it's nice that you have an electronic weighing system, but I want to see the spreading result with my own eyes. So also we recommend to go with that weighing plate, and you have that plate in the back and a hand scale as you see here on the picture, and you can double check your spreading result. So spreading width, we are offering you can have 4 different settings: 2.4 meter spreading width, 2 meters, 1.5 meter, and 1 meter. As mentioned before, our simple system just with the conveyor belt and dosing with the speed of the conveyor belt. Here in the spreading device at the back of the spreader, what you see here, that picture is without the cover. So there is a mechanical device where you can adjust the spreading width. So if you have a problem, it's easy to fix, very easy to handle, and easy to repair. It's a simple rugged system, also to adjust the spreading width. Okay, that's trailer related. A standard, we have LED work lights in the back. If you go for a truck, I would recommend a backup camera at a 16 cubic meter truck here on top. Then you have a second monitor in the truck, which helps you to see what you are spreading. Traffic lights, it's standard on all spreaders, doesn't matter if it is truck or trailer mounted. That comes with one box for tools. As I said, we have a separate hydraulic tank. We have just one big hydraulic motor powering the conveyor belt and doing all the dosing. There's a small RPM sensor sitting on that motor that we know how fast the conveyor belt is turning, and we can adjust it according to the speed information coming from the radar sensor. Okay, there is no oil cooler needed also in hot areas because it's a big amount of oil. And as you know from personal experience, I guess, topping up a 16 cubic meter spreader takes 15 to 20 minutes. And spreading out the material is just 3-4 minutes. Then the tank is empty. And in that time, the oil is not really getting that hot that it needs to be cooled. This is why we have a bigger amount of hydraulic oil. So no cooling needed, easy to maintain system. Okay, Carlos, should I say some words to the intermediate frame?
I think so.
Okay. So if you decide to mount the spreader yourself in Brazil, if that makes sense, we need to or you need to create a mechanical subframe like here on that picture. This in this case is the MAN truck. All that down here is the truck. That's the subframe. In this case, we manufacture that because we did the building here in our factory, as you can see here in the background. This subframe needs to be created by you, and we need all the truck informations that we can get in order to choose and to double check if we can, if the spreader can be mounted on your truck. So I can show you a picture. Sorry for that, but you can cut that out, right? Just go for whatever it is. So if you send us the truck details, so we can make a check here. For example, in this case, the customer asked us to mount it on a MAN TGS. That's the model description. And this truck was a little bit too long, so we decide for another truck. So, but we can make checks in order to figure out if the spreader fits to your truck. In case you decide to mount it locally in Brazil, we can do first the technical check if the spreader fits to the truck. If it is possible to mount our spreader to that truck, size-wise, weight-wise, and with the gearbox is a very important point that your truck have a slow gear. And we need to know the connection where we can put the hydraulic pump. So lots of things to clarify. If it is technically possible, we provide you such a drawing that tells you where the center of gravity is, what your maximum spreading amount will be with a pump available which fits to your truck. Then we send just the box. What we can offer is we need to check if we can maybe send somebody. If you do the mounting and the spreader is mechanically mounted on the truck, that we send a technician who helps you to do the first start up of the spreader. Do a technical check that everything went well. So the mounting is correct, all the hydraulics and the electrics. This is something we can discuss and we can offer. Okay. Anything else? Should we go to the options, Carlos? Or
yes, I think so. And the pictures, if you will.
which picture?
The pictures of the BS
Where it is
16
mounted.
yes, that you showed me first before.
This one's here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For example, here this is a BS16 mounted on an Iveco truck. So this is how it looks. This is in the factory. This is how it finally looks like when that's from the inside. So the control box, how it looks like. I quickly jumped to it. That was short before we mounted. So that's the truck chassis. You can see here the intermediate frame. This one here we created. And then the chassis or the spreader is mounted on top of the chassis. We do the hydraulic and electric connections, camera connection, dosing connection and stuff, and calibrate the weight cells. that was during mounting. Here you can see the subframe. Here the weight cells were mounted, and then the spreader comes on top of it. Okay, this is a picture, a close-up. So truck frame, intermediate frame, electronic weight cell, and that's the spreader. And these position of these weight cells, they need to be precise. There is it needs to be without any tension in between the weight cells. But this we can figure out as soon as we know that your truck is suitable. Regarding the options we recommend, or I would recommend on a BS16 truck mounted spreader. So all the spreaders are equipped standard-wise with 1 to 2.4 meter spreading width, 5 to 50 kilogram per square meter. If we can mount a big enough pump in the truck, but we will clarify that later on with the truck details. It's always speed-related dosing. The radar sensor for speed detection is standard. Compressed air filling left and right standard. LED working light standard. CE conformity standard. What I normally would recommend on a truck-mounted spreader is E116, the electronic weighing system. So these 4 weight sensors coming with that completely automatic control box to where you can just put the amount of binder you want to spread, and we do it fully automatic. So recommend that. I recommend the SO1 weighing plate to double check the weighing result. The filter systems, in the end, that's up to you and how it is mandatory or not in your markets. These filter systems prevent dust during the filling process. So when air is pumped into the bunker, we add a filter, that's a simple filter system, a filter to the other connection, and that's not all. There is a hydraulic trap door in the bottom. So normally the connection between the tank and the spreading device is open. If you have a filter, we have a hydraulic trap door here. So we close the connection between tank and spreading device, and then the air is forced to go through the filter. So you don't have polluted air and dust during filling. That's a simple filter system. We have an automatic filter system. Here the picture is from a trailer, but it's the same on a truck mounted one. There we have 7 automatic filters, cylinder filters here in the back. So no need to connect a filter back or whatever. You just top up the spreader. Also here, the hydraulic trap door, you see here, there are the cylinders, is included into that option. You just top it up. You don't have any binder left, no dust. The filter system is cleaning itself automatically. The only thing we need to have is an air compressor somewhere mounted at the truck. Majority of the trucks have air compressors. We need to check with the truck you choose if you can use that air compressor for that filter system. But these filter systems, not really, you don't need them for spreading. It's just to prevent dust during filling. Also, I would recommend at a big BS16 truck mounted spreader, our backup camera monitoring. It's just a backup camera and an additional monitor you have in the cabin of the truck in order to see your spreading result. It's better when you are backing up with the truck and you hit something with a spreading device and you bend the spreading device. Yeah, it can cause serious damage. So always better to have that backup camera. That's a cleaning compressor. It's not necessary. It's just for cleaning the spreader, because you can imagine cleaning a cement spreader with water. That might be a problem because then you have cement you have concrete inside. So it's a cleaning compressor. That's a very special option where we can discuss if you have the case, but this is for self-filling of the spreader with a silo. If you have normal silo trucks at your job sites pushing the binder into the tank, you don't need that. Big pack filling device also not really mandatory. It's for topping up the spreader with big packs from the top. if you don't want to blast the binder by air into the tank, which is the normal way. Okay, high pressure cleaner water tank, very rare options. And now all the rest here is couplings and stuff. This is just for trailers. One word to that one, because you decided for a truck mounted spreader. Two options, you mount it locally, as we discussed before. You need to create that subframe, and we need to check a hydraulic pump that fits to your truck and to our spreader and stuff. If we do the mounting, you can order the option SO8. You send us the truck, we mount the spreader, and you get back a ready-to-use truck-mounted spreader. What we did with some other customers from other countries, more far away, if they go for a new truck, they buy the new truck somewhere in Europe or wherever and deliver it not to their workshop, they deliver to our workshop, the new truck, we mount the spreader, and then Bomac ships the complete system, truck plus spreader. This option also not mandatory, but if you want to use your truck still to tow a trailer or whatever it is, we can make that spreading unit foldable. So here in this case, it's down for spreading. Here it is up so that you can reach the trailer hook of the truck. This thing we have in two versions. It says here mechanically, this is with a hand pump. And we have it automatically. So we are using with a valve, we are using the hydraulic pump of the spreader to move it up automatically. But all this can be found in the options catalog. And for sure, special color, any RRL color you want to have. Okay, I would say that's it. Are you still there? Carlos?